Expected to hold a town hall in just about an hour and a half. NBC's Ron Allen is live there with the details. Ron, good to see you.
How are you, Carlos?
Ron, so apparently there's fairly significant, almost disturbing news. Let us know what's happening there in New Hampshire.
Well, things are peaceful. There are perhaps several thousand people here in front of the high school, and they are lining the road up to the high school. People for health care reform, for lack of a better way of describing them, on one side, people against it on the other side. Things are very, very orderly. But let me clear up one thing. There is a man in the crowd who has a gun, a handgun, strapped on his lower leg. And I asked the chief of police about this. The chief of police says that it is legal for him to have the gun as long as it is not concealed. It's a registered weapon, and what's more, the man is on private property, a church ground there at the end of the roadway, and the church has apparently given him permission to be there. The police are obviously keeping a close eye on this man, and they're not going to let him get anywhere near the president, and I suspect that he won't be here by the time the president gets here in just a couple of hours' time.
President Obama, this is the second time in a week that we had one of the gentlemen in the town hall meeting that come out with firearms. Where do you stand on that issue, and can you help us assist in calling for immediate legislation to ban all firearms from citizens coming out?
Well, let me say this, that, you know, in New York State, we're very fortunate. We have very tight handgun laws here. Unfortunately, in other parts of the country, especially as you go west, their firearm laws are a lot more lax, particularly in the west and the south. There's a right to bear arms in this nation, which is part of the Constitution, and you know, we would hope that cooler heads would prevail and that people would not walk around with firearms, particularly when we know that there are people out there who seek to do harm to our president. Right now, what we must do is really continue to push in the Congress for the Brady laws to be strengthened, for the assault weapons ban to be put back into effect, to really be able to do some preventative and mitigative measures to address what is really becoming increasingly more hazardous around the right to bear arms. In our communities, we know that the illegal gun trafficking has led to very traumatic experiences within our communities. On the other hand, in the West, and certainly in the South, you know, handguns, guns overall are seen as almost like a utility. But it's unfortunate, but that's the reality.
Not to interject, but what can we do when we have the president whose life could be at stake? He's getting more threats than ever. Secret Service has been a lot more lax with this president than previous others. There's people are coming with weapons. What can we do as of today to say at least ban it while the president is in his presidency?
Well, I think that everyone has to go through a certain amount of screening before they enter a venue where the president is where the president is present. So, you know, we're going to have to really rely on our intelligence network. We're going to have to rely on the Secret Service to do their jobs. Like I said, each state governs its own laws when it comes to the right to bear arms. In New York State, we're a lot more stricter than, say, in Wyoming or even in Mississippi. And unfortunately, you know, what I would say is that, you know, if there are Americans out there that feel that this is harmful, that they should certainly speak out, that they should certainly write the U.S. House of Representatives, know what the latest legislation is that would strengthen protections against, you know, reckless behavior with regards to the use of guns, the carrying of guns, and, you know, I'm there 100%. Okay. But we need to get more members to see the need to create that barrier of protectiveness with regards to the availability and the carrying around of these handguns and assault weapons.
Okay, our next question. President Obama, I had a problem over the summertime with people coming to rallies that he had with firearms, and I know we have gun laws in various states, but what could possibly be done on a federal level that something as simple as you cannot be around a president with a firearm? What can bills be passed, laws be passed?
We don't need any bills or laws. It's clearly against the laws. We've had enough Ford being shot, Reagan being shot, so we got enough laws. What we have to do is enforce the laws. It's unfortunate that we've had that, but there is no question that Obama's a different type of president and has attracted more criticism from people who are mentally ill and racist than any other president historically. So we just have to be vigilant and make certain we protect this back.
Okay.
Take care.
Congressman Rangel, I'm glad to have you.
Congress shall make no law.
U.S. Representative Gabrielle Giffords of Arizona is shot in the head at point-blank range at a constituency meeting at a Safeway supermarket in Tucson. Media reports say a man opened fire indiscriminately. Giffords, a 40-year-old Democrat in her third term in Congress, was airlifted to a hospital in Tucson shortly after the shooting. University Medical Center spokeswoman Darcy Slayton told Reuters that Giffords was alive and in surgery. Giffords was hosting a Congress on Your Corner event, a public gathering to give her constituents a chance to talk directly with her when she was attacked from about 4 feet away, according to National Public Radio. Re-elected in the November 2nd election, Giffords has focused on immigration reform, military issues, stem cell research, and alternative energy while serving in Congress. She is married to U.S. astronaut Mark Kelly. Deborah Luderbeck, Reuters.